How's it, guys? Welcome to the NFT show. It's Freestyle Fridays where my friend Morland comes and we talk about NFTs, we talk about life. You get to watch it, we talk to you guys. Morland!
How are things? How are you?
Things are good, my brother. Things are good. I missed you. I must be honest. I really missed you. From a personal perspective, we used to talk. I don't know whether to sell my mutant. I don't know whether to unlock my RTKFT box or keep it. I don't know what the hell to do. I got no one to ask about it.
Well,
Oh,
let's
man.
discuss it today. Let's talk about it today.
We gotta discuss everything. I'm so happy that you're here. I want to have a look what's going on here in the market. Let's just go through to there. We got ApeCoin actually pulled back a bit. Mutant Ape Yacht Club sitting at 40 Ethereum. Yeah, I've got decisions to make.
That's a big decision to make.
It's a 40 ETH decision.
I would personally, if we're going to talk about it now, I would personally keep it, because do you not get a claim of a chunk of whatever's coming tomorrow?
Yeah, you get a free special mutant land.
Yeah.
The question is this, and we know this: after a drop, the prices are going to drop. They were 20 less than 3 or 4 weeks ago. They realistically they're going to go back down to 2025. Is the land that they're going to drop worth more than 15 Ethereum? I'm not saying as it drops. I'm saying long term. Is it worth more than 50? Will I be able to pick that land up at 5 ETH? I think I will. So at the end of the day, I do. There'll be lulls in the market like there is now. You can get a World of Woman today for 6 ETH. You can get a Cool Cat today for 5.5 ETH.
Don't you think that's because everyone's selling?
Possible.
Because they want to get this land, they're trying to get liquid.
But in 2 weeks' time, there's going to be someone else doing something else, and everyone's going to sell that in order to get the next thing. That's how it works. So I'm saying, theoretically, you list it, and not theoretically, because I've already listed it. You list it at 45 Ethereum, which is what I've done. So if it goes, it goes, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But my thinking is, I paid 6 ETH, I received 5 ETH. I received 5 ETH in ApeCoin, which should have been now 15 ETH, right? And my thinking is this: if it sells for 45, I've cleared 35 Ethereum. Mm-hmm. I put 20 of that, or 25 of that even, aside to buy the mutant land when the price is right, and to buy another mutant when the price is right. And I pocket 15 ETH. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and I think it's an opportunity to do it. I love the mutants infrastructure, the Bored Ape infrastructure. I get whitelist left, right, and center. I get notability. I've got to change the logo. I've got to do everything. For me, for 15 Ethereum, I would be silly not to. And I'm going to see it at 20 ETH in a few weeks, and I'm going to be like, I knew. Or it could be a Clone X thing, like I did with Clone X, where I freaking sold at the top, the Clone X, and the airdrop ended up being worth more than me buying back in and buying the airdrop, which I ended up doing. And then you lose your identity, like my mutant. And so I don't know. I don't know if I can always delist it, but I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to do is. It's just too tempting.
It's hard to. I know. I know. It's a lot of money. But it's hard to bet against like Yuga Labs and what they're doing. Like, they just continue to just deliver on everything. Like, I don't know. Like, is that mutant though one day? Like, if you're if you're able to hold, like, if you don't need it right now, like, could you not see mutants being like 60, 70, 80 in a year from now? Like, no one expected
very possibly. But within that, there will be buy opportunities at times at 20. And I don't know, my brother. It's not an easy thing, but it's just so tempting. I mean, look,
There's
that
a
line is pretty straight up, eh?
yeah, like there's not many of those opportunities. Yeah,
Look here.
but
I mean, here, average price March the 9th was 16 ETH, bro. March.
yeah, it's
Average
gonna
price
be
here,
really
25,
interesting what comes
24.
from the land. Like, what is it? You
Okay,
know,
so
what
bro,
exactly
I've
are
got a
we?
theory. I've got a proper theory here. And that is why the question is this, and this is the answer is the only logical thing. Why would they make you KYC?
Hmm.
Why? They don't
Yeah,
want to. They wouldn't want to if they don't have to. Less people are eligible. Why did they do that?
yeah.
Because they want to give you a token for holding the land. So just like world gives you world token, that is the only, in my mind, the only logical thing I can think of here is
Hmm.
that's what they needed to do because they are big and they are want to be above board, considered a security, whatever. They need a KYC because there has to be something where they're giving you ApeCoin. So whether that's a passive earning, I don't know, but so that makes me even more bullish, right? Because
Yeah.
ApeCoin, I mean, listen, ApeCoin's not going to be. It's pulled back a bit today once we know the price. So the price is 310 ape coin. And you can see here it's pulled back to about 19.9, so call that 20. I do think it will climb again as it gets before. I think the reason it's pulled back is a lot of people had first of all, a lot more ape coin because they didn't realize there would be a limit of two per wallet, which is what they've said today. So they were
Okay.
sitting with a lot more ApeCoin, and now they're selling that ApeCoin at the top because they do know, and anyone knows short term after this drop, ApeCoin is going to halve. It's
Hmm.
going to go back to 11. Everyone knows that. What it does in a month is a different story. I'm bullish, and I think it will do well. But so I think that's what we're seeing. And I actually found this, which is very interesting, showing how many registered wallets that have KYC'd, which is know your customer, are eligible to mint a maximum of one. So these are wallets that have KYC'd that have at least the 305 ape coins. And so maximum possible mints in round one. Oh, they can mint two. So 43,000 can mint two. So yeah, I guess we are already over because there's 55,000 on this drop available for
Is
mint.
it?
The rest are going to
Okay.
be so it's 55,000 that you can mint with 305 ApeCoin, maximum of two. They have said if once gas slows down after that, if it hasn't minted out, they'll up that limit to max four. But then, if you own a bored ape or a mutant after the public auction or sale, it's not an auction, a sale, after the public sale, you'll be able to claim for free plus gas land, special bored ape land or special mutant land, depending. So
Okay.
that's already 40,000 people. So that's how they get to the 100,000 of the first drop, which is this drop now. Then they've said there's going to be another 100,000. That's when I'm
Really?
going to buy on the secondary because
So
when that's about to launch, the price is going to probably drop because we now know another 100,000 are coming on the market in a couple of
there'll
months.
be 200,000 chunks of other side.
That's what was said from the beginning. There was that leaked document that showed from the board ape, and a lot of it has been true. That showed two drops of 100,000 parcels of land.
Wow. That's a lot of
Yeah,
land. But
that's a lot
I
of land.
mean, if whatever they're building is you know, gonna be the metaverse that everyone uses, you're gonna have to have a decent sized metaverse, I guess. So there's a good point though in the chat. JR says, what about the people that buy it off the secondary? They won't have to be KYC'd, right? For the airdrop of token, of the
Yeah,
ape token, right? So
yeah, it's a good point. I don't know.
yeah. May, who knows? Must be
Maybe
because
maybe it
the
gets
whole thing is
converted.
partnered. They've partnered with Animoca Brands, right? So maybe there was some stipulation with that partnership, right? That where they wanted everything. Okay, you have to KYC. Who knows? All I know is
There's going to be ape token. There's going to
uh,
be ape token for landholders.
all I know is I'm just sitting here watching, wondering, wishing I could get in on that, but Yeah, maybe someday. It's just insane
Oh,
what's
I keep
like, oh,
doing that. Sorry.
wrong one.
Yeah.
It's just insane what they have done for their holders and over the past year. It's only been a year. It's insane.
Yeah.
You
So
minted if you
the
minted one
cheapest
more day,
entry is, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. The cheapest entry is Meebits at the moment into their system.
right?
They've gone up to
Or
6 ETH
just
already.
buy ApeCoin and hold
Or
ApeCoin.
buy, yeah, fine. Or buy ApeCoin, but don't buy ApeCoin now if you want it for. Rather buy it in 2 days' time.
Yeah.
So, bro, the crypto markets are down, down, down across the board. Everything, even ApeCoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything is down. As I say, I do expect Ape to go up tomorrow from here, but yeah, the dump is definitely because guys thought they could mint more than they could. If we look at OpenSea volume, we've been trading the 100 million mark. Honestly, what's happening is what you said, Morland. Guys are just selling in order to get ApeCoin to be able to buy into this, or to get Ethereum to be able to buy on the secondary. I do think as soon as this drops, and guys like me who are minting 2 and flipping 1, that's my plan. And boom, I've now got 2x on 3 or 2.5 Ethereum. I've got an extra 2.5 Ethereum. I'm going to put that into a crypto broker, whatever, MF, whatever I want to put it into. So I do think that the market is going to start picking up after this. You know what I spent 40 minutes doing today, Morland?
What's that?
And no one else is doing this. I did it. I listed a lot of my NFTs at the price I wanted to sell them at when the market was pumping, just to have
Yeah.
them there. So if a pump starts, it's not like I'm playing catch up. There, I did for
Yeah.
a month listing. If I bought something for 0.2 and I expected to 2x, I listed it at 0.39. So I listed maybe 50 NFTs at high prices in today's market, but waiting for that pump. I'm not saying it's going to happen like immediately. It takes
Yeah.
time to trickle down. But I do think immediately the blue chips are going to pick up because bro, you can get a world of
Huge
woman for 6
sales.
Ethereum.
That's crazy. Yeah, even some that like are lower
There's a
on the
lot.
scale, like
Yeah,
Cool
point
Man's.
one.
Cool Man's is at
Yeah.
like 0.5 or below. Like there's some
But you can
really
get a Dada Souls at 0.17 at the moment.
wow.
You know, I'll show you what there is out there. At that price point, there is a fortune. Let's have a look at what's performing and how it's performing. We've got Mutant API. I'm going to keep checking back here to see if mine's sold. I'm so scared. This is the board. So we got Mutant API Club 40 Ethereum as the top volume traded in the last 7 days. We got Moonbirds, which has recovered. I know it's funny, it's 31 ETH, but it dropped to 20. I
Yeah.
mean, sitting at 31 Ethereum. Board API Club at 153 ETH, bro.
Yeah, it's
I mean, I'd be
crazy.
selling. I'd be really, you know what I mean? Take my ape. No, really. I mean,
No, that's life changing. Life
when they did their
changing.
ape coin drop, it went from 110 or 120 ETH to 70 ETH immediately. You could have sold at 120, forgone 10 ETH worth of ApeCoin, or 30 ETH if you held on to it. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Okay, Bears, have you heard of this one? It's Solana.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about it actually. People
Wow.
are touting it as like the next well, I guess the Solana's version of like a Bored Ape, and
Yeah,
it's
it's not the
just
first
a
time we've heard it.
there's just I
The
think a
next
lot
Bored.
of I think again because it's Solana, I think there's a lot of you know VC money coming into it, like
Yeah.
Solana
Honest,
Solana whales that just forgot that they had a couple million of Solana sitting in a wallet somewhere, and yeah, they're coming out of the woodworks and sending this thing to the moon. It's
I've seen this
crazy.
everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Everyone's. I mean,
Mm,
what's interesting is that it's the first Solana project to, immediately be on OpenSea, and really catch its attention, right? So
yeah.
that there's definitely something going on here. But for me, too early days. I don't know enough about it to jump into it, but very interesting. And V friends, I mean, that's
Friends
very
Series 2.
surprising
Well,
because there's 55,000. That's, I mean,
yeah.
positive.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
yeah, a good, I think a good
yeah.
solid position right now for them, right?
With,
Like that's a
amazing.
crazy amount of NFTs for a drop. 55,000. It's
55.
nuts.
I worked it out. Do you know how much money he made?
No, I don't want to know.
Okay. It's like around $50 million, $55
Wow.
million.
Well, you know he's gonna put it all back into that, though. I don't think
Well,
he's
let's just keep
just gonna go
25
on
million.
vacation.
No. I mean, he'll definitely deliver value, but he's not going to deliver $55 million worth of value, right?
Well, you never know. You
I
never
do
know.
know. Then, my brother, this is the big play. I don't know what to do. I've still got my box. I think in normal market conditions, and after this other side, I think this is going to be one of those that people lap up because you get the shoe, you get
So,
the vial, and you get another box.
okay, so I was gonna ask, how does that work? Within that box is
Is
the
another
plain
box.
shoe, and there's a plain shoe
Yeah.
and a vial, and you
Yeah.
don't know what the vial is,
Yeah. So the vial
correct?
is the only unknown. Yeah.
Okay,
So and there's different vials with different rarities.
right.
Right. So let's go here. I just want to go to. I'll show you because this is also another play that. Ooh, all right.
And
Another play.
then there's a box inside of it that you don't know what that box is. A box inside of
Yeah.
a box.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you basically got another airdrop that you don't know, and that box for me it is sitting at under 4 ETH. That's another no-brainer. Buy it. You've seen what
Yeah.
CloneX does. If you know, so let's just have a look here. I just want to pull them up, and I'm thinking I don't know whether to open mine. So there's your second box at 3.4 Ethereum. I
Okay.
think that is a bar all day, and then any other. There's your shoes, and there's your vials. Okay. So let's start here. So you got another box here that no one knows what's inside, and they're going to keep you jumping through hoops for 3 months. Okay, but they're not going to let you down when they finally show you what's inside. And how cool would it be if there's another box?
Another box inside of it. It's a Nike nesting doll. That's what it
Yeah.
is. It just never stops.
It's like
That
my
would be
dad
pretty
always used to
crazy.
tell me when I was young. He says when you're 18 years old, like the story, when your kid is 18, what you must do is buy them a huge box and say happy birthday and have it all wrapped, and they open it and it's empty, and you say now it's time to get out, get your own house,
Start
right?
packing. Use the
Yeah.
box and start packing.
So maybe on their 14th box in a box, it's just going to be an empty box instead, you know.
Joke's
So
on
I
you.
think, yeah, I think this is great value. I really do. I mean, legit. Then this everyone got. So a pair of, okay, so be careful about buying. There was a whole thing, and I don't know whether they've sorted it out, but you basically want to be careful about buying ones that are equipped with
Mhm.
a vial. So
Yeah,
you're
you
looking
want the
for these.
planes.
Yeah, so I actually think they've stopped the buying because those are bids. Let's just go back here. There we go. They've actually stopped you from being able to buy. So all of these are the plain ones. And depending on what vial you insert into your shoe is going to change, let's show you, is going to change what your shoe looks like, which is incredible. So this is effectively the Chanana. Nice to see you.
Avery's
Avery.
here.
Incredible, man. So this is effectively the first virtual shoe by Nike. I
Mhm.
mean, that's got to have significant value, right?
When I was thinking about this, before we even started talking about it, I was thinking, I didn't know you got another box inside of it, but
Yeah.
I was thinking the play would be to hold on to your shoe, your plain old shoe, and hold on to your vial and just play it for the long run and
Yeah.
just kind of hold on
Well, the
to it.
question for me now is, do I open this box? Because we know from the Clone X vials that they are double the price of an actual Clone X. People who still haven't opened their Clone X, because people like that gambling factor. Because remember,
Mhm.
these vials you could get 8
Does it
different
show
types.
you which one? Okay. Oh, okay.
So
So
if you get
do
an
you know
alien,
which one is what? You do.
no, when you open,
Until when you open the box. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But
Sorry.
look here, bro. The
Yeah.
alien where there's only seven, so literally you've got 7 out of 20,000 chance, which is not great odds, but that's 170 ETH. Then Murakami, there's 35 Murakamis, also not huge odds, sitting at a 65 ETH floor, but still, there's it can move up quite quickly. And even the undead one is sitting at about 50 ETH. Oh, well, that's come down 27 ETH, which is, yeah, quite interesting because it's only 51. And then as you go up, sitting at less and less. So do you hold on to it? And if I held on to it, the play would be to sell it at 20 ETH when the market's normal and more people have opened it, and then buy this for 3.5 ETH, buy this for 2 ETH, the shoe, and buy this entry level one for 1 ETH. So I put in call it 4 ETH. I put in 7 Ethereum, and I could possibly sell this for 15 to 20 ETH because the chances are we get a common.
I think, I didn't know that the vials were already like once you open that, you know what the vial is. I thought it was sort of a use it and see what you get. So that was why I was thinking open it and then hold the separate pieces. But I think now that I know that, I would say hold the box, wait for that supply shock to come in when they're starting to realize, oh, okay, there's not as many. And I'm priced out.
And then sell it, and buy a floor of each. Is that what we're saying?
I think so. Yeah, I would say, yeah. Or even just the box. Like, do you want are you making the play on the shoe?
I like the ecosystem. They've given back. They're the only one like Bored Ape that's given to this level. From the beginning, you got that first drop of the room, the second drop of the room in this box. Now you're getting another box. They really, I want to be in and I want to have one of everything, right?
They're doing a really good job with the way that they're structuring their drops, right? Like they're like similar to Bored Ape, but I think when it comes to those secondary collections and drops and stuff, it's sort of a dangerous game to play if you don't have that notoriety of Bored Apes or say Nike, right? Like look at World of Women and World of Women Galaxy. Like I know that there's a lull in the market, but the World of Women Galaxy isn't doing as well as people kind of assumed
it will pick
would,
up
right?
everything except for Bored Ape related and Moonbirds, maybe, and maybe still Azuki is struggling. All of that 100 million that you saw is in this infrastructure at the moment, right?
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that I think that sometimes you're just diluting your holder count a bit much when you do those other drops. Like I don't know. They did something really cool. Yeah, they did really cool.
They've already got dogs, cats, rats. Okay, the rats and the dogs and the pigeons are only 3,000 collections, but now they've doubled that because all of those have got.
And my thing is the people buying those are already holders, right? And then the new people into the market are usually priced out of those opportunities because now I've held on to my gutter cat or whatever. I just used my thing. I cloned it. I got this sick clone now, and I want to sell that clone for even more than I want a good return on this. So you're pricing regular people out of the collection right off the bat.
It's definitely got its risks. It definitely does. The other one that is a play for me, and I actually picked up another one of these, Morland. I actually put in a bid before I went to bed last night at 1.275, I think. Not more than that, but between 1.25 and 1.275. This is the phase 2. So at the moment, and it looks the same, except on the last turn, it shows you like a sort of a fuzzy hint at what they're doing next. So it's the same image, and then as you come around here, you've got their entry, which is all going to be unique avatars. We've already seen when you go to their website, they're doing some cool stuff. And I said it in our Discord last night, Adidas has to be watching Nike and saying to themselves, we got to do something amazing. And honestly, everything at the moment is at a discount. At this price, to get in either to the drop 2, which is what it currently is, or the phase 1 is not actually that much more. Get this and you can get a stupid tracksuit and a hoodie.
Didn't they do that drop? Didn't that drop happen?
Yeah. So what's happening now, the
You
reason you're
just
seeing
claim
this
it?
slowly go down is you have to burn this phase one in order to
Oh,
get a phase two. And in the
okay.
burning process, you put your shipping address in and your sizes for your tracksuit. And so that's what's happening now. But I'm bullish on this all day. I mean,
So then phase
get,
2 is probably going to be burn that thing to get your
to get an
avatar.
avatar that they have already said is going to be a unique avatar. And when you go to the website, you can build your own already in some way. Anyone can use it. And I mean, honestly, once these guys get started, they are going to be trying to play catch up with Nike. So I think this is the play of the century at the moment. One of them. There's a lot, but I do
I'm,
think that this is a good play.
I you can't ignore Adidas. Just because they've been a bit slower to put things out than Nike. You
Yeah.
still can't
No, and they don't
fade
want to
them.
be.
And
They don't want to be left in the dark here. They want a piece of this pie, and they've got a lot at stake. They've got reputation at stake, right?
yeah, for
So
sure.
they've got everything to play for here. 1.5 ETH, anything under that is a steal, in my opinion, in any other market. And even tomorrow, after this other side drop or the next day, all of these collections are going to go up. My box is going to go to 11. The second box is going to be at least 5. Adidas is going to be over 2, guaranteed. So it's interesting.
Have
What
you
else?
Oh,
Sorry?
I was wondering, have you done any minting in the last minted any
Yeah, I'm
new
so pissed off.
projects?
I
Or
had I had whitelist for Trade Sniper today. It
I've
was
heard
6
some bad
p.m.
things about it.
Ach, there's always fun. It was 6. It's amazing software. It was 6 p.m. my time. So I left work at 5:30. Came home at 6, forgot about it, had a shower, whatever, switched on my computer 6:30, tried a mint, and it's, when it says gas is like $100,000 or something stupid.
Yeah,
And I realized that it sold out. So I didn't realize they were over
they
allocated.
over-allocated. Yeah,
And their
yeah.
floor is zero point 0.6. So it was a
And
3x
they
on the alpha.
apparently it like when you go to use it, you can't even see like all the things that you're supposed to see, like the traits and everything. Like it doesn't fully work, and people are
They'll sort
not
it out.
pleased about it.
They'll sort it out. But I was a bit pissed off because that was one of the few ones that I was looking forward to mint.
Yeah,
Um, so, there have been one or two where I've been able to do like a very basic 1.5,
2.
2x.
Yeah,
Not much. There hasn't been that many mints. A lot of guys,
yeah.
and rightfully so, have postponed their mint to after the other side. You know what I did do well on? Imaginary ones. So I
Oh,
had
okay.
I had whitelist from Kosher, or Champ. Kosher, Champs, Kosher. One of the
One
two.
of the two.
I won it 2 months ago. I've minted again. It was like 4 in the morning for me, so I woke up the next day. Floor was 1.8. I minted for 0.2, sold it for 1.8, and Bob's your
Got
uncle.
a
Happy as
yeah.
Larry. That was really nice. I
They
mean,
they
I
had a
the
ton of FUD with that project. I
yeah,
even went into their Twitter spaces to listen to what was going on, and I don't know. It doesn't sound good, but I
yeah.
also don't care, to be honest.
there
I
was a
didn't
whole
buy one, and I'm
there
just
was a whole squiggles thing
yeah.
going on.
Guy built
What
so a guy that the contract that went in and swept Squiggles went in, or sorry, the wallet that
imaginary one?
swept Squiggles went
Yeah.
in and swept $1 million worth of imaginary ones.
Okay.
And that's the only activity it's done besides the Squiggles sweep. So people are like, what the hell? Like, why are you connected with this wallet?
Yeah.
Why are so
So
then
what did
in
they
this
say?
tweet, so they
Yeah.
said they don't know, that like they can't they can't tell you why a wallet would buy something. Maybe they're a fan of the project, whatever. In
Cool.
this Twitter spaces, this guy gets on the phone, some guy, I don't know who he is. He had a Bored Ape avatar, gets on the stage, says he has the guy on his phone, this Mayo guy that was responsible for Squiggles and all this, like he whatever, says he has him on the phone. He goes on to say, yeah, I don't even know who these guys are, I just like the project, and I decided to buy $1 million worth of it, and then like hangs up. And everyone that was arguing the against imaginary ones is like, what the hell? What are you talking? Like, you don't just do that. Like, this
Yeah.
is so
And how
suspicious.
do you phone the person if you don't know them?
Yeah, it was just the whole thing was just very like sketchy to me.
I
And
don't know. Look, there's always FUD, and who knows if it's
yeah,
true or not. In the end
yeah.
of the day, I'm like not interested in anything at the
You got a
moment. I've got,
nice, you got a nice, what, 8x out of it, and then
yeah,
walked away. If I could have done that, I would have done the same thing. I
yeah.
don't know.
I
I
just don't
didn't
have
like
time
the
for
art
another
even.
project. My
I didn't,
Discord is full.
I didn't like
200.
the art. I didn't like. I don't know. It just whatever. Yeah. I
So what
minted
do
ugly people and got a little bit burned on that one too.
I
Did you
think?
end up
No, I
flipping
think I
or
do. No, I've still got a couple. I really like the project.
yeah?
I do think everything is down. I do think that could be a really good one.
So they
I
gave an
really do.
announcement today. They gave an
Yeah.
announcement today because I've been trying to stay on top of it a little more. Um, I was disappointed in myself because I told myself I was going to like take the 2x, 2.5x and walk before reveal. I wasn't really invested in the project. It's cool art, like I like it, but I wanted the flip and I got caught up in a lot of the hype, people saying it's going to go to that 1 ETH mark, like guarantee it's going to hit the 1 ETH, and I'm watching it dip. I'm watching the price go down and I'm like, maybe there'll be some magical thing post reveal. That didn't
Mm.
happen. They get fudded into the ground because of their OX Studio relationship. It wasn't
Yeah.
communicated clearly about the full relationship they had. It's not a full OX Studio project. They just helped them launch it, which is fine
Mm.
in my opinion. Like whatever. But that sent the floor price down even further. So I'm just sitting there watching this thing like, man, did I get burned again? But they made an announcement today that said they're bringing on 2 major players to be a part of the team. And their founder, their artist, was in talks today with, funny enough, apparently Colgate toothpaste. They are having some sort of talks with them, with some kind of collaboration. Like, I don't know. But
Yeah.
it just, I don't know.
I think it could be one that does still get there. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I
I've got a
hope so.
couple.
I hope
I'll
so.
show you. I'll show you a couple of things that I'm bullish on. Just scrolling through what I own, just some of it. Just because you mentioned at lower price points. So frenzies, we covered it. Remember, we were
Yeah.
about the Dutch auction and all of that crap. Ended up, I was right. Everyone was pissed off about the Dutch auction. People minted at the very bottom, point 0.3. But I do believe in these guys long term very much, and they're a huge gallery. And you remember it, right?
Yeah. They have a solid art background, right? I think, man, I really do think the flipping of NFTs is sort of, I don't know. There
Wait for
people
the bull market.
No,
This
no,
is
I'm
the
not
time
saying
to
it. I'm not
buy.
saying it's over. I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
over. All I'm saying is people aren't valuing the projects the way they should truly be valued.
Yeah.
Like
So
you said,
I agree with that.
like this is an art play and people are buying it thinking it's going to go to whatever, the moon.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're buying into a project that has an established art following, has been in exhibits, has
As
done
a
physical
gallery.
art,
Yeah.
like, so you need to understand what you're buying. Same with
Yeah.
Ugly People, right? Ugly People
Mm.
was an art focused project. They didn't promise any utility other than like potential future drops and the art, access to an artist that is really talented.
Yeah.
So like you just need to remember what you're buying a lot of the
No,
times.
so everyone, I agree with you. Everyone's become just a flipper. No, they don't know
Yeah.
nothing about the project. If they can
Mhm.
2 or 3x, they buy it.
Yeah.
If not, not. Very bullish on Habibis. This is their very cheap entry point, the little BBs, but very bullish on them, sitting at 0.16. Unemployables also at a great price here, 0.185. Our friends Data Sol, 0.199. They've actually gone up a bit.
It's a big
Um,
pullback.
Big pullback, but everything's pulled back. That's the
Yeah.
bottom line. JRNY crypto is under mint price for the first time since they launched. Everything, unless you bought Ape or Moonbirds, I mean, mutants are more expensive than Fidenzas at the moment.
Yeah.
Then our good friends, V Friends Series 2, here's some of the ugly people that I got into also. I mean, I purchased this one because it's a bit of a rare one at 0.18, but I'm not too concerned. I really am not. I do think that, they should do something with it. They've got a good budget now. They sold out
Yeah.
10,000,
Well,
I'm sure.
so just going back to the team and the whole OX Studio thing, right?
Mm,
OX Studio is a really exclusive, like it's I'm going to assume it would be very hard to get them to back you, right? They probably have thousands of NFT projects applying every single month for their help. And they
mm.
chose to go with ugly people. And like, chances are that they looked at the people involved and thought, okay, yeah, one, good art, two, these people want to build something and they can build something, and we'll help them get it started. And like, that's the agreement, whatever, that's completely fair. But you need to think that OX Studios would not put their stamp of approval on a team that they don't have
Yeah.
faith in, even in the long
And,
run, right?
yeah,
Because
agreed.
that it does hurt them, right? People with
Yeah,
their pass were able to mint ugly people. Like it's not like that relationship ends as soon as
100%.
they leave. There is still a tie there. They still put their stamp on it and said, yeah, this is a project that we are helping to launch. So
Yeah.
yeah, like I have faith in the team. I have faith in the project. It just might take a little while, and I'm used to that. I'm used to just sitting and waiting.
But I think this is a little different to the other circumstances you've been in. This has been very
Yeah,
successfully launched,
yeah,
and as you say, the team is capable of getting in with OX Studio. That has to speak volumes. So
yeah,
I wouldn't judge any project on their floor today, any,
yeah,
including
definitely not.
Mutants and Bored Ape. I don't think this is sustainable on the positive side, and that's all the money from all the rest of the NFT market has gone into there in ApeCoin. Then we've got Murray, which I'm very, very bullish on. They've got a lot coming that just made me want to get into this. Then we've got 8-Bit Me, which we called at point 0.3 in the Discord. It went all the way to 2.2 Ethereum
That's
and has
so
since pulled
crazy.
back. Since pulled back to point 0.6, it does have Kevin Rose involved, the guy from Moonbirds,
Mhm.
and they were a 2010 OG collection. So I mean, still, if I had any ETH left, I've been buying left, right, and center. If I have any ETH left, I would buy another one of these. Um, I can't even believe Crypto Moris. I mean, our friends, Morland, we love these guys, Crypto Yankees,
Yeah,
sitting under point 0.1. Honestly, if you've got point 0.1, they're
get
going to
in.
announce something at some stage and it's going to go back to point 0.5. Like, honestly, we know that these guys are doing it. They OGs in the space. I bought another one. This is a new one. Look, I
Oh,
bought a point. Yeah, yeah. I bought another one because I can't
it's
resist.
the ability for them to collab with other projects is what sort of gets me excited about it, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
have their super plastic toy factory, really, right? So any decent, half decent project that doesn't want to outsource creating their own toys and or do it themselves, they could reach out and say, hey, let's collab, and that's a
Yeah.
win for both holders. So
Look,
yeah,
I bought
definitely.
another one. I just can't stop. At this price, I know that it's going to go. You know what I'm guilty of doing, and I do this on every single project. Every project I bloody profit on, I end up putting all my money that I profited back into it.
Go
So,
back in, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It's the
because I've got
perfect
that
Ponzi scheme.
association.
It's the
I've got that
perfect Ponzi
association
scheme.
that has made me money in the past. And
Yeah,
I always, I mean, I'll sell something and then get FOMO and buy back in at the same as what I freaking sold. I don't know what's wrong with me.
cool
Um,
man's universe, man. I
cool
want to get
man's,
in on that. I
yeah, I
if
think so.
I wish I had
At
the
this
ETH.
price, I think it's a good play.
Yeah.
This has got to do with the metaverse ecosystem, which I'm very heavily involved in. That property one. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
holding a lot of them. This has got it's no value if you don't have the properties. But even those, the blackout blocks are sitting at close to half a ETH. That is the buy of the century. I bought another one. I
Really?
just, yeah,
You
seriously.
just,
You
yeah.
you get a 300 Met a day for it. Met has dropped very low. They've got a new drop coming out in a week and a half. Met's going to go up again. I don't know. Just yeah. And then I'd sold my bag as I got it from three landers. So I bought one. I bought into it
What
again
does
quite
that do?
cheap.
What does that do? What is the bag
They
for?
hinted that you can burn it to get something. So
Okay,
I'm
it's a
always keen.
future thing. Okay.
Yeah, my good old toes, which are going to be
Toes,
great.
earning that passive income. Oh, how's
Oh,
this Pickaroos doing? I love the art on those. That right there,
yeah.
that one. Yeah, that
So they're
one.
not doing great. And nothing's doing
No.
great. But I think
No,
this
I'm
is a
just
great
wondering,
buy.
like, for me to buy into it.
Yeah.
Because I,
This
I
is
personally,
Pranksy.
I love that art style. It reminds me of like a book series I read when I was a kid. And I don't know why. It just brings me down
Must have been a
memory lane.
pirate. Yeah.
It was
So
if I don't know any fans of the Redwall series out there, they'll know what I'm talking about.
for sure,
Look it up
man.
if you don't know.
Morland, I reckon all of these are great plays. Point 0.6, 0.06 for something that's she's so involved in. I don't know. I've been buying, you see, another
You
Data
got
Souls,
another Darsal?
another Frenzies, because I'm going to flip them. I told you, I listed all of them now.
Yeah.
I've listed, I'm quite attached to this guy because I built him. So I haven't listed him, but all my stuff I've listed at dump levels because it's going to come back. And when it is my lady that I don't particularly like so much, is going to be sitting there waiting for a brand new owner, right?
She looks grumpy. She doesn't look like she's in a good mood.
Yeah, and then this one's a bit of a longer play, but I really believe in this team. I don't know if you've heard of this one. It's
No,
up your alley.
I haven't seen this
A
one.
metaverse play, a gaming play, but I was just on the spaces where I heard this founder talking, and I was blown away. So I just decided to buy two. I was able to get an imposters, but I could have picked one up 1 ETH cheaper.
Oh,
How am I going to know what's happening? I mean,
yeah, you
everyone was
can't
saying
can't time the markets, right?
no. So I got one of those. Small Bros, I'm not really sure what's happening there, so I'm not recommending that. Gutter clones, when I sold my rat or my pigeon, I sold one of them, and I had nothing left in the gutter ecosystem. I saw this guy on the floor for 0.169. Also rare. I like the look of him. I thought just nice to be in the
I like the
ecosystem.
clones. The
Yeah,
pigeon clones personally are my favorite. I think the pigeon clones are really cool. I like
yeah.
them.
I also saw them. Really nice. A couple more picaroons. Vayner Sports Pass at 0.26. If you think
Oh wow.
that they're not going to do something with this in the next couple of months, you've sorely mistaken. I mean, I paid
Hmm.
a point 0.4 very happily. And if I had a bit more, all of mine are high conviction plays for the most part. So I would be happy to buy another 5 if I could. I mean, honestly, I do think this is going to do incredibly well.
Yeah.
But again, you got to give it a chance. You got to give them time to build. Um, Galaxy Fight Club, also great, sitting at 0.34. Cat Blocks, these were the Puma guys. I also was on a spaces where this guy spoke, and I was blown away. He's got huge plans. Puma's just the beginning. Yes, it's not a full collab, but it is a collab, and they are. I don't know. I bought two. I bought this one and another one. I had another one. I bought another one. So I'm making long-term conviction plays at the moment.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I just like these Aloverse ones. I minted 2 sets, even though I saw they weren't doing well on Mint. I just really like the concept. It's something new. And I think in time, people will realize that there's value to it. It wasn't expensive. It was point 0.04 for a cat and a thing to mint, or 0.05 or something like
Oh
that,
wow.
for two NFTs. But the floor, I mean, everything, bro. That's what I'm saying. I mean, look there, 0.01. I mean,
Yeah, that's crazy.
in Logix, this was
Crazy.
the free mint that I'm
Yeah.
bullish on. These guys are great. So there's an example. I minted for free. I flipped for 0.15 and I've bought two at 0.2.
Yeah, just dumping money back in.
Yeah.
That's funny. You're
I
not.
mean,
Are you gonna stake the illogic and take
bro,
advantage of
I am
their?
so sick and tired of the staking rubbish. I'm so pissed off with it. Any project I've staked has gone to hell. I know that no one's gotten it right. Or Moonbirds calls it nesting, and they innovative. It's staking.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's freaking
Well, the
staking.
illogics, you get something with it. Like you can buy whitelist with your like once you stake it, you can get
I
the
know. You get
opportunity for
in token. You know what turned me off? I don't know if you remember them mutant cats.
cats. I don't
A while ago,
remember.
OG, last year.
I don't
Mutant
remember.
cats, they went all the way to 2.5 ETH. Dow staking. I staked them.
All the right buzzwords.
I was supposed to be earning something. I go in the Discord like 3 months ago. Oh, we lost all of the something, all of the token, whatever it's called,
We
that you were
lost it
supposed to
all.
be earning. Yeah, yeah.
How do you lose it? What do you
No,
mean?
it's stuck in the contract, and we're gonna auction off some of our NFTs from our vault. It's actually my NFT and all of the holders in it. Bro, I sold them at 0.00 whatever, and every time I hear DAO and staking, I want to vomit.
What a disaster.
World Wide Web land at 1.25.
Have
Best
you
NFT for alpha under gotta be broskies, my bro. Gotta be broskies. I'll tell you why. Just jump in here to show you. Broskies is around there. Here's the name, Broskies. And if you look here, there's shots being called all the time. Here's a whole lot of pre-mints. Holder Alpha giveaway announcements. I've gotten a fortune of whitelists from these guys. A fortune. Like this was at 2 p.m. today, my time. This was at 1:55 p.m. my time that you can enter it. This was at 2:30 p.m. I mean, literally a fortune of whitelists I get from them. And as it goes currently, this gives me the most value for point two. The other option would be the Nifty Alpha, which doesn't have whitelist opportunities currently, but I do believe in a lot of time they will do more with it. And I believe in the guys. So more of a long-term play, but you're not getting whitelist opportunities in here at the moment. Just a really cool degen community, and the promise that they are going to do something big. So if I had to choose, I would do broskies all day, and they're about 0.2 at the moment. Sorry, Morland, I cut you off.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say about the Nifty Alpha. I'm in there as well. If you want like pure alpha, I would do the broskies. Nifty is it has great alpha, has a great community, and a lot of people that have made a lot of money or throwing around some decent plays. But I think when you look at them, and I've spent a decent amount of time listening to their morning spaces and stuff, and I'll watch their YouTube. Their focus is a bit more on becoming that Web3 media idea. They're gonna do. I heard even they're gonna do a drop of like a PFP collection for holders of the pass. So they're trying to build more than just, I think, alpha. So if you want like pure alpha every single day, besides our own Discord, which is free, I would go with the broskies.
Yeah, I'd say this: if you were degen to the bone, then you would
Yeah.
probably enjoy the Nifty Alpha more,
Yeah.
because they literally they are
They
going
don't
to
care.
call
They don't
punk
care.
punk mutant punk ape cat
Yeah.
whatever, and they're usually right, and they'll
So
call that a 0.001, and it gets to point two. They tell you to sell, you sell. But I mean, it's
right now they're
yeah.
talking about emoji ENS like your .eths, like your name .eth or whatever. Right now
Yeah.
they're talking about emoji .eths. So that just goes to show like they're just looking, people in there just looking for any way to make a quick buck, I guess.
So Jacob, just to clarify, I don't know whether Meets Meta is going to have staking. Just to clarify, just because a project has staking doesn't mean that I'm anti that project at all. What it means is that I typically don't stake. So that I can, get out quickly. And so there are a few that I stake. Metaverse, I am fully staked. I mean, I've got 5 cities, Morland, and I earn like 1,500 net a day.
Yeah,
And
that the Met, what's that at? That's at a decent
it's
price.
it's
It's
dropped.
not?
All token,
Oh,
it's down. It's 0.035.
okay.
It was as high as point 0.2, but that was because of the blackout mint. Realistically, it should be about point 0.8, zero 0.08 to point 0.1. That's
Cents,
where it
right?
should
Like
be.
cents.
No,
Or
uh,
what?
dollar.
What do you mean?
Yeah, yeah, cents.
Like
Yeah,
8
zero.
cents to
Yeah, yeah,
10
yeah.
cents. Okay.
I mean, I'll show you. I'll show you here.
But if you're earning that much per day, like that's pretty good passive income, if I do say
Yeah.
so myself. Even
Yeah,
at
so
3 cents, even at like, whoa, just about under 4 cents. If you're earning how much did you say you earn?
I get 1,500 of them a day.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, really, when in the big picture, like in a month. That's crazy. That's actually
Yeah.
crazy.
So, I've paid for them. I mean, they were 2 ETH NFTs when I bought them.
Yeah, yeah.
But I just want to show you this. This is the most recent one. Hmm. But you can have a look here. This is the passive yield power rankings. This is up to date, right, as of yesterday. Even at the current price of Metaverse Blackout, which is, I said, half a ETH at the moment, is the third highest. It will take you 200 days to pay back the price of the NFT.
Just
So
by
it's the
holding
third
one.
just by having it staked,
Yeah,
right?
having one staked.
So the issue here in general with these ecosystems, in my opinion, long term, it's very hard to maintain that value that makes that token stay valuable.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I don't know of one that's actually been able to pull it off long term. I think, and the reason I actually bought Imposters is if anyone can do it, Elio can do it. And his staking model is very well thought out. But so
Anyone
far,
that has a
people,
game, any NFT that has a game, like a good game that people want to play and will want to spend their tokens in, will be
yeah.
successful. If you don't have a successful game, that token is going to go to zero. Like just thinking of different utilities and stuff, right? Like you can do all sorts of things, offer whitelist opportunities, that's great. Offer whatever, like upgrades and whatever, that's awesome. But at the end of the day, like the video game side of things is where all these free tokens get funneled into,
Well,
like
that's what's nice
using it
about Mets
for,
Meta.
yeah,
They've got a successful metaverse. Did you watch that interview the other day?
yeah, I
They've got
did.
the top metaverse at the moment in
Yeah,
NFT worlds.
it's crazy.
I agree with you, Ziggy. I think My Pet Hooligan is a good medium term play for sure. But Morland, what I wanted to show you here, do you remember? Not even that long ago, Cyber Kongs
Yep.
was the top yielding by far. And
Yeah.
these guys have been at the bottom for a while. Sometimes they don't even feature. So
Wow.
even them, it's hard to sustain these. So
So
I
yeah,
often will
that's what
check
I
on
mean
this.
about the whole ecosystem, right? Like CyberKongs has a cool setup, right? Like I don't think you can get like the babies anymore. I don't think that's a thing. I don't think you use your bananas to clone and create a baby anymore. I think that's done. So
Yeah, so you got to
that
keep
was
coming
why,
out with
yeah,
mechanics. Yeah,
that's why it was so high at one point. It was peaking at like 100 and something dollars one banana. But
yeah.
that's what I mean about like having a good ecosystem of that's playable, that people want to spend their money on, right? Like I think about, the games that I play that aren't blockchain based, right? Like I play a lot of Call of Duty. They just came out with their new season pass every 3 months, every 2, 3 months. There's this new season pass. you need to buy it with their COD points, which is just a coin. It's not a cryptocurrency, but it's, you buy that and you, with real money, and then you spend it on the battle pass, right? So you need to have those like continuous things that are going to drive the price of your token up. And if there's no reason for me to want what you're delivering on a month to yearly basis, then it's gonna go to zero, right? So it's tough. It's a really tough to find that balance with these tokens and your NFTs and staking. And if you're not gonna full-time like Ilio trades and imposters, where that is a game, right? That's the whole idea, is a game that people will play. It's going to be fun to play, and I'm going to assume you're going to use the rewards from staking to purchase further in-game assets, right?
Listen, they've got a good thing going, but even with a full-time team of a lot of people and outsourcing a whole lot, any studio will tell you how difficult it is to make that Call of Duty, the next game. It's hard.
Oh yeah,
and
no,
even
I'm not
with the
saying
best
it's gonna
intentions,
happen.
even a well-designed game and whatever, there's risk. There's a lot of risk in it. That it's not going to be, that people just don't enjoy playing it.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into being a game studio. Add on top of that now being an NFT collection, that with people screaming about floor price and my money's disappearing and when's the next announcement. It's like that becomes a lot, right?
It's like it's difficult to make a TV show. Compound that with the NFT stress, and
exactly,
it's just like impossible.
Yeah. So just Ziggy had a really good comment. When people see it as passive income and not looking to spend on the ecosystem, the token won't last. And that's exactly what I was saying. Like, it's a shame when people don't understand how the whole thing works. Like, there's not an infinite pool of ETH that you can just keep swapping your tokens for, right? Like, there needs to be there needs to be both ways, right? Like, there needs to be a pool on both sides. And when that pool dries up, you're shit out of luck. So you got to think of it as an economy, right? It's a little mini economy. It's its own thing that you have to.
So Metaverse is tackling that. They had millions of Met burnt in this last drop, and part of this last drop is they're now making a playable element to it, that you can together as teams use your blocks to attack other blocks. So they are doing that, and they are trying. I mean, it could work, it could not. But I mean,
you don't know unless they try, right? They're not gonna know unless they try.
But I've been innovative. I minted 2 of those. And as I've explained to you, Metaverse, the actual Genesis.
The original, yeah. I remember you.
And
did.
I staked them immediately. And as I said earlier in the show, I tend to buy back into project. So after about 7 months, I've claimed more tokens than, like, I've claimed 4 or 5 ETH of tokens. So I decided to pump that back in the system and buy another 3. Which I always do, which is probably a mistake. No, I don't know so much. Maybe I must cut and run more.
Yeah, maybe. But if that ends up getting, like, it'd be interesting to see if you had a little spreadsheet breaking all down the profits and the losses. It would be interesting to see if each time you've bought back in, it's been a successful buyback.
It's usually not. That's what I'm saying. Because I sell the look, it depends. I sold my mutant, not the top one. I sold my mutant. You know all about it. My previous mutant was able to successfully get back in and pocket a couple of ETH. So sometimes it works. Sometimes it does work, but there's not many Bored Ape Yacht Clubs out there,
No, I agree. Sorry, I was just reading Ziggy's comment in the chat, and you're right, Ziggy. That's a really good point. Like, with this current NFT market, and I guess you could call it like the current meta of whitelisting, right? Allow lists. I remember when that wasn't a thing. Do you remember when there was no allow list and it was just insanity? Like everyone just
But
trying
bro,
to
now
mint, and
now
now it's
10,000 people are
everyone.
on the white list,
No, I
and there's
know.
still insanity.
That's what I'm saying.
What's
Like
the point?
it doesn't matter. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. These whitelist things, it's just a buzzword to get more hype, like, ooh, an exclusive little group, and then all of a sudden they've over allocated it. But Ziggy is right. Like using that token to get allow lists, to get exclusive
yeah,
opportunities with other communities is kind of that current meta. And yeah, gaming is going to be a ways away. Like I think of a, like, out of all the gaming NFTs that have been launched, My Pet Hooligan, Goonies Gang, right? Imposters. There's a ton of other ones, but those like triple A, quote unquote triple A games, right? Like Hooligans is probably the furthest along. Maybe Imposters, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure, but still they're ways away from having a playable game that people are going to be lining up to play. So
yeah. So I'm
yeah,
bullish on NFT World's avatar drop coming. I'm bullish on Grey Boys, like everyone knows. And look at this price. I mean, I
Great
happily bought
Boys
into this
is,
at 0.9. They've seen a 3 ETH floor. An amazing team, the team from NFT Worlds. They are just, I look at this as there are so many deals. And the second this other side thing happens and people start realizing profit from their mints, this money's pumping back in here. You're not going to be able to get a Grey Boys for under 0.9 again, until the next bear, right?
yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
saying that's why I tweeted earlier, just before the show. For me, now's the time to be buying good projects. The only reason I've listed my World of Woman Galaxy just to defend myself is because I purchased a World of Woman, dear sir.
Oh, nice.
I did.
Awesome. You got in. Yeah.
I've always said in my mind, if I can get it 6, I want to be back in there. Remember, I sold to
Hmm.
get my next, and so
Yep.
I saw it at 6. Now that I've got the Genesis, I'm happy to sell, but I'm not selling now. I've listed it at a price that I'm still losing a bit, but I want, because I would rather have the ETH because now I've got the Genesis, but I'm not like listing it at desperate prices at this point. Now is not the time to sell. I would be comfortable to take a small loss on this and put that towards the Genesis that I got, right?
Yeah, for
This
sure.
is another great play at zero point 0.8. Creature World here sitting at 0.45. I mean, there's just so many plays at the moment. Here's my broskies, which gives me the alpha and the whitelist at 0.23. That's a great play. I really thoroughly enjoy the value that they bring. These tubby cats have also got huge potential at 0.19. I mean, I got a deal when I got it at 0.36. Sappy Seals at 0.69. They are building a whole game with Pixelverse and whatever. Um,
Smilesverse. I see that one
Smiles
over
at
there.
zero point 0.4.
Man, that's a steal. I
Yeah.
think that's a serious steal.
And
I
Acropolis
Yeah.
at 0.69. I just want guys to see. I mean, I'm playing open cards with you. I am down on each and every. I mean, that's a 50% down. I'm, zero point 0.2 down. I want everyone to see because I know everyone's feeling like, oh my God, panic. I'm down on all my NFTs. Everyone is down on all their NFTs. And you only lose or make when you buy or sell. So you only make a profit if you sell the NFT. Doesn't matter what the
Yeah.
floor price is, unless you sell it at that floor price. And the same with a loss. You only make a loss if you sell at that price. If you've got a good project, which I think almost all of these that I've shown you are, and you've got conviction in it, don't sell at a loss. Hold it.
Mhm.
It will go back like it did before, right?
For sure. Yeah, you got to have conviction in your plays.
I know why I've bought each and every single one of these.
Yeah, it
They've got
wasn't
a
just let
these
me
guys
just
have got a
grab one.
car. They've got a
Yeah,
car coming out. I know
the
that's not the
Vans.
like deepest, yeah, that's not the deepest play, but I really like the look of the cars. Fine. But I mean, I know why I'm back into it, and I know I'm hoping for a pump before that and to be able to exit at a profit if the market is better. I know why I've bought these NFTs. I mean, these guys are doing incredible stuff, this new collection, which is shown if it can hold to zero point 0.7 in this market. Here's another Dada Souls. I can't get away from them. I love them.
There's a loser club. We just had a question in the chat about loser club.
Oh yeah, what do we want to know?
Just what we think about it. I like them. I personally love the art, the avatar. I don't have one, but I would consider grabbing one for sure. Literally just for the profile picture. Like they've got a good team. It. Oh no, I understand that. But for me, I would pay to have that as an avatar.
So Humanians are coming out, and they've also got the long neck type meta.
Weird features, right? Like distorted features, I guess.
And then the littles at 0.2, in my opinion, is a steal. I mean, Bears Deluxe at 0.4. These guys are building and building and building for 8 months, and they've got a lot coming out and a strong community. I mean, there are so many opportunities at the moment. Another dippies. all right, I get it. This one, I don't want to find anything, and I don't know enough about it. I haven't been following it. Metaverse planets at 0.8 is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everything is down. You know, Antonym sitting at 0.2.
How are those Bryans doing? How are they doing? Like, what's going on with them?
You know what my issue is? I believe in them. They've already got that game on the App Store, just to tell our viewers, and all the rest. But they like are angry. So they came out with a zombie drop, and they said anyone who's ever listed their NFT is not eligible for our zombie. If you sold, if you listed
it.
Yeah. So they're like trying to like we all children, and if there's anyone who, and I just don't like that.
I don't like that at all.
Me neither.
People are free to do what they want with their NFT.
For sure.
Like I could understand saying this is available to you if you have it unlisted, right? Like
that's fair. Give an opportunity to unlist it.
Yeah, give them a window to there's something coming. I'll unlist. But wow, to do that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, listen, it doesn't mean I'm still holding them. I actually only have one listed because this one's really rare, and so I still like what they're doing and all the rest. I just think I've in all the discords I've ever been a part of or community managed or advised strongly, people cannot call people out for selling. Never. You can't. It's not okay. It's a free market. People can buy and sell as they feel fit. So I didn't really like that. But I mean, you see what I'm holding here. Lots of stuff. Critters was when we were doing the NFT Worlds play. So anyone that had an NFT World, I bought them. I bought these guys, Board Breakfast Club, because they've got a lot actually of NFT Worlds, and they must do something with it. Even these creepy guys. That's why it's all in the same timeline, because that was when I was going after that meta, which may still or definitely will still come back.
Floppies, man. They just released some news today.
What did they say?
They're creating some kind of collective that. So you know how Invisible Friends has a collective or whatever, a group of other NFTs that all kind of work as one. Floppies is going to be part of a collective with some larger named NFT brands, I guess. They couldn't say who, but they're going to be, I don't know.
Is it confirmed and they just can't announce it?
Yeah, it's confirmed. They just can't tell us. But I don't know, man. I'm still holding my two, just waiting to see what the heck comes from that thing.
Were you bullish enough? Because I've got a very small price on them. Were you bullish enough that I should delist?
I don't know. It could very well just pump them to the price that you have listed.
Okay, let's leave it there.
Yeah.
Same thing with these guys also turned into, so far I haven't kept up with them, so it's not fair to say. Ali NFT was so hyped, bro.
Yeah. I
listen,
remember
it's
that
not the
one.
end. Woody's is a great collection. Also, 0.15 is a joke. It really is a good collection. The founders of this project are so capable in the space. The team, just go to their website and just have a look. I mean, a 0.15, also, I'm not talking flips. These are medium term plays. You can't go wrong here, and you can see my figure that I think I will achieve one day on it is 0.69. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of opportunities. Boss Beauty's at 0.8.
I saw that
I
the
mean,
other day.
I was happy to buy one at 1.9. They will go there again. They will. So I just want the whole point of this is first of all to eye any good opportunities, which I think is important. I mean, Little Lemon Friends is also a builder in the space. Zipsies at 0.225. There are just so many. I just want to also show everyone that no matter how long you do this or whatever, everyone is on most of their portfolio in a loss situation at the moment. Everyone
Oh
across the
yeah.
board. Dust
Man, look at
breakers.
that Doge pound. Man, the
Don't even
floor
don't
is
even that one upsets me to be because I
What's
got two.
happened? What happened?
Right, he dropped Launchpad in the beginning of this year, which was so stupid because that was their thing. They were one of the first. Now they've brought it back, but they're no longer involved in the projects, and but there's still stuff coming out. I mean, I do think they'll have their day again. That's what I'm saying. Just because the market is like this now doesn't mean that it's always going to be like this, positive and negative. The ones that are sitting at 50 ETH, no one thought if a Denza would ever be under 40 ETH,
Yeah.
ever. And no one thought a mutant would ever be over 40 ETH, right? So I'm just saying, like, we tend to think the way it is now is the way it's always going to be. That's not the case. And I think
Yeah.
we're near the end because everyone is keeping their money for the other side. And as soon as that goes out and people make a bit of profit, that's coming into the market for sure. In crypto Moris at 0.26, that also makes me very upset.
I think people are worried, like they're trying to either sit on the sidelines and watch or dump everything into one project, and that being Bored Ape Yacht Club,
Well, that's a
and
good
that's
play.
not, oh, it's a good play for them personally. It's just not a good play for the whole ecosystem, right? Like
Yeah.
when one entity is becoming the sole powerhouse and like just sprinkling crumbs to everyone else, that's not
No,
good.
I think at the moment they're the news of the day, right?
Yeah,
Or the
yeah.
news of the week. But I mean, if we just go to OpenSea here, I mean, there's a lot going on in select other projects. I mean, Moonbirds is completely separate. OK Bear's a new Solana project. VFriends is Gary V. This is Nike. Akutar is completely different. So yes, at the moment we do have mutant board apes. I mean, even Meebits is in here. And CryptoPunks.
Yeah.
But
Well,
there's your Nike.
all of the Bored Ape
But that's because what's
ecosystem.
happening tomorrow,
Yeah,
right?
I know, but what happens when those five take the top five permanently, or like it just, all I'm saying is it's kind of, I don't like seeing one massive powerhouse take over everything, like I don't know. I don't know.
No, I
We'll have to
understand.
see. We'll have to see what happens with after the land sale, and I'm not. It's not like I'm. Look, I have two NFTs listed. I think like I'm not worried or anything. I'm not freaking out, but I just think there's a weird vibe right now in the
It's very
NFT
weird because
space. It
nothing's
feels
happening, but you're seeing all this
weird.
volume and all your projects are down, right? But you're seeing
Yeah.
all this volume happening. And we've explained it. We know what's happening. I mean, I've been the same. I'm sitting there with 610 ape coin and I've got no ETH left. So I can't buy into any of these projects that I usually am bullish on. But my intention is to mint two, sell one, and then I'm going to buy into some of these projects. And there's a lot of people like me,
Yeah.
and so all that money that's been held back is going to be released into this ecosystem, and that's why I think now is the time to purchase. I don't know. There's two plays, and I don't know which one is best. The one is let's just say you have one ETH, which is a lot, but the one is to purchase 10 projects at 0.1 or 9 or 8, but at 0.15, or to put that into like one project at one ETH, like a My Pet Hooligan or a Boss Beauties or something like that. And
Yeah.
that's where I don't know what the correct answer is. I've had the most success on my blue chips.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
I mean, even the doodle that I bought with the ape coin that I sold at $7, I was able to flip in 3 weeks for a 5 ETH profit. My mutant cryptodes, all the losses that you're seeing here are covered by the blue chips all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, and okay, I'm probably up overall because of the blue chips. Because I mean, like if I sold a mutant today, I'd make 30 Ethereum. That covers a lot of half an ETH mistakes or
Yeah.
things that aren't showing profit. But if you take my mutant out of the story, I'm probably broken even. My profit is probably my mutant, with all the work and all the buying and selling and all the pressure and all the time. I'm saying just working on my personal portfolio.
Yeah.
So the mutant, I pretty much got a free mutant. Which is huge. I mean, it's 40
Oh,
Ethereum at the moment, only
yeah.
if I sell it. But
Right.
I mean, I've put a lot of money into the space, like a lot more than 40 ETH.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I'm probably up my mutant, which is not a lot considering. Like that means I've gone down a lot. I've lost on a lot of projects.
Yeah. Yeah. No, there's been a lot of losses for myself too. Like I haven't hit on any major blue chips, right? Like I haven't had that, and I'm still here. I still believe in it, believe in NFTs, and I just enjoy it. I enjoy the space. I enjoy collecting, and like personally in my own like thesis has been to pick projects that I believe in. Some of them it was the wrong choice, but others are still here. They're still doing their thing. They're down a bit because there's a lull in the market, but they're, like you keep saying,
But
there's going to
Morland,
be
if
a
you
recovery.
if you think of the opportunities that the space has brought you
Oh,
financially,
for sure.
are you not up if you think of the money that you've made on other things outside of NFTs as a result of NFTs?
Oh, for
Are you
sure.
not up
Yeah.
from the
Uh
from the space?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
and I've made a lot of connections with people and done a lot of cool things that I never thought I would do, right? So
Case in point,
all
it's
of
doing
this.
this right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And yeah, I I've invested the money that I like. Of course I want to hit 20x and like walk away with a lot of ETH in my pocket, but I'm investing what I'm willing to lose. And I in my mind, on a lot of things I haven't necessarily lost because the project isn't completely gone.
Mm.
The team is still there every day doing their thing, working, making things happen. And that's all I can ask from them. That's all anyone can ask from a project, really. Like, we're so spoiled in our minds in this
Yeah,
NFT
the
space
NFT
because
space. Yeah.
of Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? Like, you mint one for $250 a year ago, and you're a millionaire if you held on to that in terms of
But
your
but
assets.
but
If you
bro,
held everything,
if you hold, do
if
you
you
know how
hold
many
everything. No,
opportunities along the way that you just?
but
I mean, do
oh,
you know how hard it is for me to hold things?
I know, I get it. But like, people see those massive wins, and whether or not you sold your ape at 10, 20, 30 ETH, that
Mm,
allowed you to get into other things that allowed you to get further up, right?
yeah,
So, um, we only see people's wins in the space, right? We only ever see people saying, I just 2, 3, 4, 20x. I just got airdropped $50,000. Thanks, Board
yeah,
Ape Yacht Club. Like, that's not the case for 99% of the people. Even somebody like yourself, you just said, like, you've got
yeah. That's why I wanted to show everyone. But I want to
right?
show you one more thing because I agree with you. But something that I didn't point out to you, which will makes case in point. This over here.
Yeah, you're hidden.
So
Yeah.
I would say, and I haven't, I don't even like looking at it, but I would say that probably 300 or even more is airdrops of rubbish, like scam, like, spam, whatever. A lot of it. But there's at least 125 NFTs in there that are 0.000 or just flatline zero, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
just to reassure everyone, look, it's for me, the space has been really good to me. I've built a lot, and I've made a lot, a good amount of money assisting projects. With the consulting side, the advisory side, even as community manager when I was doing that, I did really well on that. Um, yeah, but for me, it's been a journey. I don't know if I'd say it's been an enjoyable one all the time. There's a lot of sacrifices to do what we do. Yeah, I mean, it's
Taking
interesting. It's
taking
interesting.
time for yourself and looking after your mental health in this space is super important. Um, I don't try to claim to be an amazing investor or anything. Like I'm not, but uh, there's a lot of stress that comes with dealing with a lot of money. Now, let's flip that into illiquid JPEGs, right? There's even more stress. Am I
Mm.
making the right decision? Like that, this thing could literally be worthless in the snap of a finger. So, making sure that you're taking care of your mental health
I
and
think it's
looking
important.
after yourself is so
I think
important.
it's that's very important for sure. And like not forgetting the real world and the people that you love around you. But I do think it's very important. I've said it on the show repeatedly that you should only be playing with money that you can afford to lose, like you said.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like really afford to lose. Like, for me, it's I've really, thank God, in my life achieved. I've got a beautiful house. My children are all in private schools and looked after. I'm not playing with their school fees, and I'm not playing with
Hmm.
money to eat. And
Mortgage and
yeah.
yeah.
So, the way that I would look at it and the way that I do look at it is I've literally taken like maybe 2 or 3% of money that is already not needed. Like either would have been in shares anyway, like blue chip shares,
Yeah.
Coca-Cola, Microsoft, Google, whatever. Take a small percentage of that, and I'm very diversified. So there's a lot of, there's property, there's gold, there's stocks, there's cash, and that's what I would suggest. I wouldn't be playing with more
Hmm.
than even 10% of money that you do not need for it, and won't
Yeah.
need for the
Yeah.
next few months. I'm not even saying play with all of that. So
Yeah.
I do think people, especially younger people coming into this, that are literally putting like the point two that they
Dude,
own in their entire life into an NFT project that could or could not 2x or could go to zero, like you're saying. That is a big
that's a
problem. And
dangerous
yeah,
game. You save up and save up and save up for like however long to get that, like you said, point two or something, and then it can be gone like instantly.
yeah,
And
and that can be devastating,
oh yeah,
to some.
for sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
it's like the casino and taking your rent money or your mortgage money for that month
Mhm.
and putting it on black. That's what you effectively do. If
Yeah.
you do what you and I do, and through our mistakes of doing that, have seen trends and things, maybe your odds are like 60-40 in favor of you instead of 60-40 in favor of the casino. But it's still risky.
Jacob says this feels personal. We're not attacking anyone in the chat.
No,
We're not
we're trying
attacking
to
anyone.
guard. We're trying to guard. Um, and even with that said, if I see the floor of all my NFTs worth hundreds of ETH cumulatively down 50%, think, oh my God, like I lost 50 ETH today. I would have done better, like, staying in bed. But I haven't, because I haven't sold and whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, even without needing it, I mean, I don't want to throw it in the dustbin. That's not the point of this. Even without needing it, it gets to me, right?
Yeah.
So I can only imagine guys who are, and I don't think you
It
shouldn't be playing with it if
yeah.
you can't afford.
And it goes back to that we only see people's wins, right? We only
Yeah.
ever see people's wins. It's like I minted this and now I'm a millionaire.
Yeah.
Cool. Like, so I had my nephew is 13 years old. His birthday's coming up. He messaged me and said, "Hey, could you buy me my first NFT for my birthday?" And I was
I've got
like,
a million. I've got
and I was
546 for you.
I was like, oh, okay, awesome, that's cool. Like you're interested in the space, like he wants to learn or whatever. And I asked him, I was thinking about it, like, okay, what should I get him? Like I don't know about getting a brand new mint, right? Like, because one, I don't want to just be like, okay, $500 on a mint that could go to zero. Here's your birthday present. And I wasn't going to spend $500 on him for his birthday to begin with. So I'm trying to think, okay, what are some decent projects that I could grab him on the secondary that he would be like happy to have a cool PFP?
I would say,
this is what, hold on. This is what I
yeah.
asked him. I said, so what are you thinking? And he's like, I was like, do you have a project you've been looking at? He's like, I don't know, just anything that'll make me a lot of money. And I just had to laugh because like that's what's being just bombarded at these kids. Like he's on TikTok, he sees the TikToker guys talking about NFTs and getting rich real quick, and this will change your life. And that's all he's hearing about it. So that's a big problem.
Because you need a strong work ethic. I mean, to get a little bit personal, when I finished school, my dad, who had a lot, lost everything. And it was all of a sudden from me thinking I was a trust fund baby to Phil, I'm sorry, boy, but you're on your own. And I got my first job after school. And I was a waiter in a restaurant. At the same time, I was studying. And at the same time, on the weekend, I would work in the local pharmacy selling, as a salesman. And like I honestly worked 18 hours a day. And I've done this for 20 years before getting involved in NFTs, and literally haven't been given anything from anyone. But that dedication needs to be taught to the younger generation, and that working for something, and never mind that you have to work for it, you don't appreciate it if it comes easily. And you won't hold on to it if it just appears because you minted one good mint. It has to be something that's worked for, and to appreciate the value of it. And I look back at that time when my dad lost everything he had, personally, as the biggest gift that it gave me, because it gave me this drive and this appreciation and this, no entitlement. Nothing is due to me. If I need or want something, I've got to go out there. And very early, my friends, if they had a car that broke down, they could go to their parents and have that covered. I didn't have that. So I had to have a safety egg or nest egg, of a couple $100 just in case of a tire burst. I had to be responsible early on, because I was sort of like, there was no other option. There was no one else who could do it. And I really do look back at that as my biggest gift, whereas at the time I look back at that as a punishment to me, and it had nothing to do with me. I mean, imagine what my poor father went through. But anyway, so
it's a good perspective, right? Like to understand that nothing's given and without something in return. So you have to put something back into it.
And if someone gives you something for nothing, they're going to expect something in return for it, right? Even if it's unspoken.
And statistically, people that win the lottery go broke. Majority of people that win the lottery go broke because it's free money, right?
Easy come, easy go.
Easy come, easy go. So yeah, we see all these people making these amazing wins in the NFT space and earning life-changing money. Congratulations to them. I just hope that when it does happen to each and every one of the people watching, that they know how to deal with it.
That's why I'm thinking of selling my mutant, because I know how hard it is to make the equivalent from nothing to make the equivalent of 30 Ethereum in 9 months. It's not, I
It's
know how hard it is. I know how many plastic pens we had to sell in Perkel, or how many branded hoodies,
so
or, do you know
it's
how many
120.
two rag
It's
pens
$120,000. That's more than the most people make in a year.
in
Like
five, no, more.
yeah,
Yeah,
depending
I
where
mean,
you
that's a
live,
lot of money, you know.
where you are in the world,
I'm just saying,
anywhere in the world, it's a lot of money.
not that if I needed it, I would have no problem selling it even at floor now and going and putting a deposit down on my bond or whatever. But even though I don't need it, I know how much work it used to take me to make that level of money. And I
Yeah,
just think I would be, I don't know. Look, who knows?
yeah,
Because as you say, I mean, it could long term end up being, something that is generational wealth. It could, because if anything can, Bored Ape or Mutant, Bored Ape more so, but this ecosystem can. But it could also all end up blowing up tomorrow,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's a crazy space we're trying to navigate here, and yeah, you just got to tread carefully and be uh, have conviction in what you're doing, right? Don't
No conviction. I constantly question every decision. If I buy, if I sell, you know, my story. If I sell my mutants, I know for sure that mutants will go to 200 ETH within the next two days. Right? That's what happens to me.
Yeah,
Right?
it
That's
always
how it
seems to
works.
go that way.
It
Did he
is amazing.
sell? Pump it.
I held onto a lot of NFTs for 4 months. I sell, I look the next day, they're like at 5x. The next day, I like, honestly, if you want whatever you have, I'm going to quickly buy one off the floor and sell it quickly. And then it's going to pump your bag. That's how it works.
Let's see.
No, I'm
What?
not really going to do that.
Let
I
me
think
go through
that's a
my
good
wallet.
place, a good place to end it, Morland. It's
That was
always
a
a
good
pleasure.
episode. I
Yeah,
had a
man,
lot of
it's just
fun.
nice. Me too. You know what? It's important to be real in this space, and
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not ashamed of my bad decisions in here, and I'm not ashamed of my good ones. I'm not ashamed to take profit on my mutants if I need to, if I want to, not if I need to.
Yeah.
And if I need to, I would definitely do it, and we'll have a different logo. So I have listed it 45 Ethereum. If it goes, it goes, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. I've done that because I think that the most that this land that they're gonna drop for mutants could be worth the most is 10 Ethereum once the dust settles. And I think the real floor price of mutants should be about 20. So 45 ETH, you actually only get 40 ETH because there's 10% in there. So I would clear 10 Ethereum. That's effectively where it is. And even that is enough of a carrot for me to do it and change all my branding and all the crap and have to explain this a million times. But 10 ETH to make and get back into it. I would put 20, but I do believe in NFTs. I do believe in Bored API Club. I would buy back in at 2025, a different one. So
Yeah.
let's see. We'll see what
Maybe we'll have
happens.
a new logo come Monday. There'll be a new
Maybe not.
logo.
I mean, I've had it listed for 2 days at 45
Okay.
ETH. So it's a sort of like, and that's where I'm comfortable letting go of it. Any less, I'm not. But yeah, let's see.
I hope it. Well, I mean, it's a
I
weird
don't know what I
it's a
hope.
weird situation,
It would
but
be like, do you
I
want the
hope
good news or the bad news? And they're both the same news,
it's so it's so weird that like we're literally talking about trying to sell a JPEG for $120,000. Is it a good idea? Like that's crazy. Like when you really
So
put it in perspective, like
I
that's
was
insane.
I was talking to my sister. It was her birthday. Vicky, I'm very close with her. I've got 5 sisters, and Vicky and I are extremely, extremely close. Whatever. So I phoned her for her birthday, and we had a long chat, like maybe 2 or 3 hours. She lives in London, so I don't often get to we're both busy and kids and whatever. So we had a really long, good chat. And I was telling her, like, okay, I've got an NFT show and I've been involved heavily in the NFT space for a year. And this is what I do for different projects. And this is what I do. And I said to her, look, I'm just not sure whether to sell my muted for 45 ETH, right? So she says, what's the muted? So I said, let me send you a picture. And she just burst out laughing. She said, what is this? So I said, well, it's a 2 million rand NFT right now. That's what it is. She's like, why? Like, look, it's a technology, and they were the first in the space, and they, delivering value, and the team is incredible, and they've bought the other projects, and so she thought I was mad. She thinks I'm mad. She said to me, "You're very clever and like incredible," and she's so proud. She's my older sister, but she thinks I'm absolutely crazy to be even considering paying 1 rand for a picture of anything, let alone whether I should sell a picture of an ape.
It's a completely next level, right? Like when I talk to people about buying Bitcoin or any other crypto, they're like, well, that's fake internet money. I'd rather have cash. And like explaining to them why that is a good idea is hard. Now try to explain buying JPEGs for the prices that we're buying them for, or just even explaining how one is worth what it is worth, right? Like,
yeah.
People do not fathom it. Like, it's really crazy for a lot of people to just understand this.
It is, but that's why I'm so involved in the space, because I believe that the future is NFTs, not necessarily JPEGs, but the technology. And I want to be an expert in this field, whether it be consulting other companies on launching an NFT project or smart contracts, or I want to be a professional in this field, because this is the future. Web3, the metaverse, NFT technology for your bond on your house, for your marriage certificate, for your membership card, for your, when you buy music, it will be all the royalty structure is just incredible. This is the future in some form. But I don't think people should fool themselves and believe that PFP form is the future. So yes, Bored Ape will always have a notable historical value and collector base, in my opinion. But 99.9% of the rest of them will not. And that's important. That is important to remember. But I do believe in the technology, the space, everything. I mean, I'm heavily invested in it.
You said it one time, Philip, about somebody losing some money from an NFT rug pull or something happening, and you called it school fees, right?
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways,
that was me who lost that money.
Yeah,
in the first project where you and I met.
Called it school fees. So
it is school fees for sure.
It is, and if you're taking an approach like that where you want to, and I feel the same way, I want to be in the space in some form or another. Am I going to be trying to flip JPEGs forever? I don't think I can last that long. But that's what the space is currently now, right? And that's how I'm learning and inserting myself in these communities and creating connections. And let's say I've lost X amount of Ethereum. In my eyes, that's school fees for a future possibility to be an expert in the NFT space or have my own business run through NFTs, right? Like I'm constantly thinking, for those that don't know, I have my own personal training business. I'm constantly thinking of how I can integrate NFTs into that when I get to the point of that's the next logical step. And I have a few ideas of what I'd like to do, but like that's the approach I'm taking from this. And if I were to hit big and get that massive gains and that huge whatever 100x, I would most likely take that money and put it into creating my business, expanding my business,
and that's what you should
and
do.
figuring out how to do this NFT thing at the next level. That's what Gary Vee's doing. That's what all these major projects, these Bored Apes, these guys that bought Bored Apes and flipped a couple and still hold one, but they made a massive bag of ETH. They're starting their projects. They're funding their startups, whether it's an NFT PFP project or something to do with the metaverse or just Web3 in general, right? It's given them an opportunity to continue to build in the space. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for personally.
Yeah. Look, I look at life like that. Like, I've been running Perkel, my business, for 20 years now. And today alone, I had to do a payment to a supplier for rebranding a job. I don't think we were in the wrong. We got approval and whatever. But the same thing, I mean, wrote off 10,000 Rand in one sweep, because in the end of the day, school fees. And that's 20 years later. I've got a lot of guys working for me. They misquote one of our big clients. We keep to their price. They represent the company. We know, if we've got an official quote, they've been invoiced, they've paid us. That's it. It's a binding contract, right?
Yeah.
So that's just become my mentality in general. And what I'm saying is that you're never at the top of your game. There's constantly school fees, but it is that. And next time you learn from it what you need to, and you carry on. That's it.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's a good place to end.
We
got
deep there. I think so.
We got really deep.
I think we got deep at the end of that. Like the last 40 minutes have been very philosophical, but that's okay.
Lucky we're not on air, right?
Yeah. So lucky there's only 7 people watching.
But the truth is that these were the type of conversations you and I used to have in the early days. We did get deep and we were real, and that's always what I've wanted this show to be.
It's Freestyle Friday. That's what it's all about.
Damn straight. So, guys, if you like us, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. Everyone's welcome in our Discord. I will be back on Monday with hyped projects. And yeah, thank you for tuning in, Morland. I'm so happy. It's always so lovely. Miss you, my man. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Thank you for having me every Friday, keeping that open invite. I wouldn't miss it unless I really had to.
100%, guys. And to our viewers and our fans and our OGs like Shanana and Avery, you guys are the reason that we're here. So thank you for taking your time to sit with us. We love you guys, and we'll see you on Monday. Thanks,
see you guys. Peace.
Ciao.